The time is now to architect a life of excellence. What will we do? Who will we become? We decide today. This is Learn, Do, Become Radio with April and Eric Perry. Let's move onward and upward together.
Hello and welcome to Learn, Do, Become Radio. I'm April Perry, and here at Learn, Do, Become, we help people who are drowning in the details of life to create really simple systems so that each of us can do what matters most. And if you're joining us today to learn about how to utilize pockets of time, it's because I'm guessing there might be something or many things that you really want to accomplish, but you feel like you just never have time to do them. Today's podcast actually is a solution, and I'm timing myself as I'm recording this so I can actually get this accomplished in a small pocket of time and practice what I preach. Because I'm like you, there's so many things that need my attention, from family to just needing to sleep, to needing to do things for our business, to needing to help with neighbors or extended family. There's so many things that we want to do and need to do. And often we feel so overwhelmed that we end up just sitting still and being stuck. And today I want to help you so you don't need to feel stuck. So what I'm going to encourage you to do today is to ask yourself one magic question, which I'll share with you in a second, and then you're going to create one really simple list. So here is the key question, this magic question that you're going to ask yourself. And I've learned this from working with literally hundreds of thousands of people from around the globe. Okay, how many times do I open my phone each day to scroll through social media or check my email because a small pocket of time opened up and I didn't feel like I had enough time to do anything else? That's the magic question. Because when you feel like you don't have time, but then you actually add up all the time that you've spent checking social media or scrolling through your phone, you start to realize, oh yeah, if I added all of that up, I actually probably have hours a day that I'm not using as optimally as I could. And I think going through your phone is great. Sometimes I love connecting on social media and being able to keep up to date with email and tasks and things like that. But today I want you to feel relief. My goal is to help you to go from feeling discouraged or overwhelmed or like there's just too much to actually feeling hopeful. So if you honestly answer that question, how many times am I opening my phone? It may span from, maybe 2 to 3 or 4 to 5. That's the rare case. To something like, I don't even want to think about it. It's all day. It's constant, right? The fact of the matter is we do have time. All of us do. But it typically does not come in long, luxurious groupings of hours and hours at a time. I always thought once I'm out of school or once my kids are older or something, I'm just going to have hours to do anything I want. And to be honest, there are some days we're able to create more of that space, which I love. But when you're in the middle of family life, like right now, we have all our kids home from school for the summer, and there's a lot going on, I don't end up with hours and hours. So when you think about these pockets of time, little ones, big ones, some of them you have tons of energy, some we can barely stay awake, we can actually get things done during most of those by creating a very simple next actions list. Now, if you've attended our free class that Eric and I have taught more than 600 times now, it's learndobecome.com/step. The class is called How to Finally Stop Drowning in Piles. If you've been to that class, you learned how to create a very basic next actions list. So if you want to come learn more, come sign up for the class. But the basic idea is it can be paper or digital, but it's divided into what we recommend are like 5 different segments. That's what David Allen from the book Getting Things Done recommends. So you have home tasks, things to discuss with somebody else, you have errands, you have computer tasks, and you have phone calls. And you can adapt these to meet your needs. We even had someone who traveled a lot say, this is what I do at airports or on the airplane, right? Or we had someone who had a really young child and said, this is what I do when my child's awake, and this is what I do when my child's asleep. So you can adapt these to your own needs. But when you have a very, very simple next actions list, that's where you're going to keep track of really, really simple 10-minute steps that don't require anything else to be done first. Okay, so come to our class to learn more about that. But I'm going to go ahead and just share some examples. I didn't want this podcast just to be about me. I actually wanted to feature people from our STEP Mastery community. STEP stands for Steps to Everyday Productivity. So we put some questions in that private Facebook group and asked, what have you done in one microburst? That's what we call the little 10-minute pocket of time. What's something you've been able to accomplish? So Taryn, one of our team members, started out and she said, had a little picture of her kitchen. She said, okay, this messy kitchen was created by preparing for a cake class. She teaches cake decoration, taught the night before, and a custom cake created for a neighbor. So there were lots of little pieces in that sink. There's just kind of a lot. She felt a little overwhelmed. She said, I timed myself from start to finish. It only took 3 10-minute microbursts. I felt so much more relaxed after I was done. So sometimes it is multiple microbursts, but you just do one at a time. You can stop, you can come back to it, but it's huge. It makes a big difference. All right, here's another one. This person said, I decluttered my closet in 4 10-minute microbursts. I put all my laundry away in 1 microburst, and I love that I can walk all the way in my closet again. I even took the donations to Salvation Army immediately. So see, what we're learning how to do is how to look at something big and think, okay, 1 microburst at a time, then we'll do the next one, then we'll do the next one. And you start seeing that you're gaining ground. All right, here's the next one. Just tried clearing the counters by throwing away trash pizza boxes, etc. that have accumulated, put away dishes that had been done for a while but not put away, and took the dirty dishes that needed to be done and placed them in the dishwasher. It was really nice to see my countertops again. I have to work tonight, and this was weighing so heavy on me, I just told myself whatever I can get done was all the goal I had, and I'd be happy, and I was. Okay, here's another one. I loved my microburst today. I started clearing my desk and worked on my makeup vanity area that was super scary. It feels so good to see some progress. Next, I've been keeping Post-its on my desk for to-dos at work. I did half of them, and I see the others as reminders in a new software. So there's proof I did it. Okay, so fun. Now, if you're looking for a great software, I love Asana.com, ASANA.com. I use it every day to organize tasks. It's pretty awesome. Just a little throwing that in. I don't know what software she was using, but I love this one. All right, here's another one. My daughter and I went through her closet and filled a garbage bag full of clothes that were too small for her. This task would normally take us much longer, or we'd put it off or make excuses. But microbursts, life-changing. Okay, not fun? Okay, next. I picked up my 6-month-old's toys in 1 burst. In a second burst, pulled out the bags from the recycle bins, transferred them to my car to transport after swim class tomorrow, and replaced each bin with a new bag. I mean, see how easy it is? It's like, okay, 10 minutes, what could I do? And I'm just hoping you get some ideas. I don't know what you need to clean or organize or accomplish right now at home or at work, but my goal is that as you start hearing these ideas, you're going to start getting really excited. All right, here's one from Danielle. I got a few brainstorming sessions in. I have 3 areas that I needed to get some clarity on, and I decided to spend just a few minutes. Now, it wasn't ideal, but I'm glad I didn't wait to sketch out thoughts. I didn't go for perfection, just lined paper and a pencil tucked in a planner, but I'm so glad to have these thoughts ready to move forward. One of the topics I got a little stuck, so I have this in my planner ready for my next microburst to think about it tomorrow. Great feeling to have this done, even though it wasn't physical space. So see, Danielle was actually trying to solve problems and get clarity on situations. So if there's something you're thinking, oh, I've got this issue, I don't even know where to start, just sitting down and brainstorming maybe some ideas. How great is that? All right, here's another one. I had 2 bathrooms to clean the other day. My kids' bathroom was a disaster, and I didn't want to clean it at all, so I decided to start with my bathroom counter to get momentum. It totally worked. Now both bathrooms are clean, and I went on to wash walls and windows in my kitchen. So fun. Okay, here's another one. I set a 25-minute timer and worked on organizing all my lab results. It goes back to 2014, and I want to get them into a spreadsheet so I have something to give my doctor that's easy to read. It is such a boring task, but once I have it done, all I have to do is input them as they come in, which isn't very often, really. I just want to get this done. In the 25 minutes, I'd made the spreadsheet template. Then I started to input one of the labs. More tomorrow. See how awesome? If you have maybe an illness or you have a family member or you're dealing with medical bills, Microbursts can help you start moving in that direction because it adds up. All right, I love this one. It says, I'm always amazed that the apparently endless dirty dishes take approximately 10 minutes every time. And if not 10, I usually realize it's only 2. So I go for it. Like 2 minutes. We've unloaded the dishwasher. Yeah, like 2 minutes. Not a big deal. Another one says, I did a microburst to go through 2 more boxes in my den. 2 more to go and some labels and my command central is complete. Yay! All right, this is from Kristen, one of our team members. She said, I spent 20 minutes putting highlights in a Kindle book before it gets returned to the library so I can still look through the highlights later. And I got a third of the way through. Love that. Then we have this awesome photo of a little desk somebody put in. And I think we can put most of these on the post. So come to learndobecome.com/episode 53 to see some pictures, and we'll write all these out. But they have this awesome photo of just a little desk that had a little pile of papers. And then it said 9 minutes and 7 seconds later, and they show the difference. And it's all clear and beautiful. And it's not that complicated, which I love. Okay. All right, here's another one. I'm pleased to say that my Command Central Desk of Hope has remained clear all week when I am not working at it. And today I cleared the clutter out of the drawer and shelf space in the desk so I can set up my supplies. Next says, when my children were younger, from preschool to 8th grade, I saved every paper and workbook they had. Every one. My attic was a disaster. Box upon box of papers. I also saved a lot of their toys. I have come a long way with the attic. I wish I took before pictures, but am painstakingly going through every box of their papers year by year. I'm up to the oldest child, grade 3. I look through those papers in 15-minute increments. I'm getting there. They are now 25 and 22. It's been a mess for a while. You know what? I've just got to say, that's amazing. Good way to go. Like, it's never too late, right? All right, this one says, I got called out of town for work, so as I was packing, I grabbed everything out of my read and review stack and packed it. I read some last night and tossed, and will do the same tonight. Beautiful. And read review is just where you put things like catalogs or magazines or newspapers or newsletters or little manuals, things that you need to go through, but that aren't calendar specific. So now they're getting all cleaned out and awesome. Then we hear, I got into the paper inbox and found unpaid bills, paid them right away, dealt with 2/3 of what was in there. Have to make time for it again this week. Love that. I was talking to someone one time who said, when I get bills, I just throw them in the trash. I feel overwhelmed. I just can't deal with them. And you know what? You can do that. That solves the visual problem for a little while. But ultimately, of course, that doesn't actually solve the problem. So learning how to get them, pay them, learning how to set up your budget, learning how to make decisions, it's huge. All right, I love this one. It says, I just had to share a major win for me. I'm the type A person that in the past, if I didn't have time to clean the entire kitchen top to bottom, that I just got stuck and wouldn't be able to start just somewhere. This morning, I decided to use the microburst concept for cleaning. I decided to do what I could in just 30 minutes. I emptied the trash, unloaded the dishwasher, filled it back up again, and put things away, and other things in the box of things that goes to another room. I wiped the counters and stove and swept the floor. I didn't have time to wash the hand-washed dishes or dust the blind, wash the window, and the list goes on. But for the first time ever, I am okay with that. I would not be embarrassed for anyone to come into my kitchen right now. Sorry for the long documentary. I just had to get it all out. I'm now going to apply this concept to other rooms in the house. In a few hours, my house will be clean. It was almost hard for me to say clean there because it will not be perfect. I think at the end of the day, I will feel good about myself. Hopefully, it will just continue to snowball and I will be motivated to continue. Thanks for letting me share my win. And then there's this awesome picture of the kitchen. You know what? I get it. There are so many times where we think, I don't want to do it unless it's perfect. I mean, even right now, recording this podcast, I thought, well, I want to have my thoughts a little more together. I want to review things a little bit more. What if it comes off sounding, I have all these worries too. But when you just get in there and do it, you can actually start to make an impact. Okay, a couple more, then we'll close up. This one says, did a quick microburst last night. Made a paste with hydrogen peroxide and baking soda. Finished in less than 20 minutes. Would have been faster if I added it to the front panel also, but I thought magic eraser would work. But nope, the top part came right off, but the front required scrubbing. Now I know to put it on any surface that has grease. Enjoying this step win today. It looks so shiny and feels squeaky clean. The stovetop is a different story though. Anyway, she's got a picture here showing how that baking soda paste works. I mean, this is great. It's exciting. Then we have, today I completed a 10-minute microburst. Not the way it will end, but at least things are not falling off the table. It's neater looking and ready for the next microburst. And there's a photo there too. So fun. And we're not going for perfection. We're going for progress. All right. And here's the last one. Just said, I told myself I was going to set my 10-minute timer just to go through some old mail early this afternoon, but I kept getting distracted. I didn't want to go to bed without accomplishing this, so I just did it now. Ended up spending 20 minutes going through the small pile that I grabbed, but the first 10-minute timer exercise is a success. And that is my goal for you, is to have one success. Pick one thing, either something you need to think about, a task you need to do at work, something that you'd like to organize in your home, helping a child go through their clothing or something in their room. But try setting the timer for 10 minutes and just doing one microburst. And if you want to start with a drawer, we have an awesome clean a drawer challenge. Eric wanted to call it Clean Your Drawers. Then he couldn't record the podcast with me, and I couldn't say it like with a straight face. So I'm like, the Clean Your Drawers challenge. Anyway, clean a drawer is what we ended up calling it. So we'll link to it on the show notes page. But yeah, Eric might need to come in here, and anyway, he can make that fun. All right, I'm going to close up because honestly, this was my microburst. So I think I've been here, 17 minutes or something like that. Going to close up. Come visit the show notes page, learndobecome.com/episode 53. Learn about our 25,000 command centrals that we're helping you to build. It's amazing. I'm so excited. And come join our free class if you haven't yet. learndobecome.com/step. But we'll have all the notes and links on the show notes page. Sending my love. I know you might feel like you're in piles right now. I know you might feel like you're drowning, but there's hope. There's always a way out. And we're here to help you. Take care, and we'll see you soon at learndobecome.com.